Hello, you reached Tamora Hughes, and I'm with the Greater Inglewood Community Development Corporation. And we're presenting to you today our presentation, GrowthWheel, Basic Idea, to support small businesses in developing their business mission and vision statement. So we'll be sharing with you information pertaining to that. You will be able to navigate and see my screen as we do some hands-on training, and always encourage you to reach out to us to acquire additional information that you may need. At the end of this presentation, you will also be able to get a document that you can download to your computer called The Meaning of Life. So we encourage you to do that and to read that. And so we're going to get started and be able to share with you information that we consider will be beneficial to your business start. So the first thing is that we want to introduce this product, software product called GrowthWheel. And what I'm going to do is actually share with you this video that was created by the owner and the developer of GrowthWheel. And so, David, I'm going to have you take it away from here and explain what GrowthWheel is.
Hello, my name is David and this is GrowthWheel. Let me give you an introduction to this tool that is used by entrepreneurs and small businesses to make decisions and take action. GrowthWheel is a visual toolbox. You can use it either on paper or you can use it in the cloud. And you use it when you have conversations about business with your management team, with your staff, or maybe with your business advisor. GrowthWheel is a visual way you can look at your business, and the four colors you see, they represent four challenges that you have in your business. And these challenges are really the same for all businesses in all industries. They are the same for businesses in all life stages. And they're also the same whether your business is a one-person business or if you have 100 employees. So they're not really any surprise to you. You know these challenges already. The first one that you have is to create an attractive business concept, a product, a service, technology, something that somebody wants to buy. If you already have a great product, you may have another challenge, which is to create a strong organization behind it. Maybe business partners, it may be staff, it may be suppliers or vendors, but all these people that makes it possible for you to deliver what you do. Now, even if you have a great business concept and you have a strong organization, revenue can only come from one source, the customers. So the third challenge that is the same for all businesses is to create lasting customer relations, get new clients, keep them and grow them. But even with that, there's one more last challenge that all businesses have, and that is to make money, have profitable operations in terms of managing the cash flow, be productive, manage the logistics and the operations of the business. So this is the way GrowthWheel looks at a business, and in GrowthWheel we break down these four challenges into 20 focus areas, so you get a full 360 perspective on your business and can avoid blind spots and make smarter decisions. And that's how we get the GrowthWheel framework that looks like this. And this is really nothing but a checklist in a circle with colors on it. And then it helps us to talk about how we can grow the business. So with the checklist, we work on figuring out what are the decisions we need to make to grow the company. What are the alternative ways we can go? And sometimes you need to make these decisions before you can take the next step. But also we use GrowthWheel to figure out what are the action steps that we need to take to grow the company. And sometimes you really need to take some action before you can make decisions. So the way to grow a company is to find out what are the decisions to make and the actions to take. There's a lot of them, as you know. So the first task is to figure out how we prioritize and find out what are those few things that we focus on. And that's where a checklist comes in handy. so we can figure that out while having a 360 perspective on the business and have a structure and a language to have this conversation with people around us. So that is a quick introduction to GrowthWheel and how it can help you make decisions and take action. GrowthWheel is also software that you can use in the cloud. So your business advisor, your certified GrowthWheel business advisor, can give you access to GrowthWheel Online. You can create your own profile so you can collaborate online, and you can even invite team members and share information with your colleagues and maybe with mentors if you have that. On GrowthWheel Online, you can make a 360 screening. So in the cloud, you can mark out your top priorities, and when you find out what to focus on, you can add decisions and actions to these focus areas. So you get yourself a list of the things that you need to focus on right now. You can either save it as a draft or you can share it with your business advisor. So your advisor can give feedback and suggestions for that. And whenever you create a decision or an action in a screening, they are automatically transferred to a 30, 60, 90-day action plan where you can indicate, are you going to do this within the next 30, 60 or 90 days, maybe sooner, maybe later, and you can check items off as you get them done. On GrowthWheel Online, you'll also find all the tools that your business advisor have shared with you. So you can access GrowthWheel tools here online. On GrowthWheel Online, you also have a scorecard. So as you work with your advisor and you're using the tool, you will achieve results and you can track them. So you have a nice list of all the things that you have achieved while working with your client. A great way to remind yourself that from all the busy work, you actually get somewhere. And if you want, you can also create your future ambitions on GrowthWheel Online. What is it you're really working on in the months or quarters to come? And you can also have a list of those, and they come with a little traffic light system, because some of your ambitions are on track, others are still in progress, and then some of them are a challenge, which maybe you want to discuss with your business advisor. So that is how you can use GrowthWheel Online. You can get access by speaking to your business advisor, and I hope the software will help your business make decisions and take action.
Let's take a closer look of how we would go about this. How would we get a 360 perspective on a business? Let's take the example that someone came to your office and they had this business idea that they wanted to start a bakery. And you may go, all right, a bakery, that is a business. There is a lot of bakeries out there. There may be room for one more, but it may not be what you consider to be a really attractive, scalable business concept. So that's exactly what we're going to work on. How can we take this idea and really make it into something that is very attractive? GrowthWheel shows us the checklist of conversations we may want to have on focus areas that we can work on to really take this business to the next level, starting with the business idea itself, a bakery. Maybe we can make this more innovative. Maybe we can think this bigger. This may actually be an idea for a franchise. If we can make one successful bakery, we could then maybe adapt the franchise model and have more of them and even sell the franchise eventually. Or we just may make a bakery that is a very focused, innovative bakery. It may be focused on organic products or gluten-free products or things like that. We may combine the bakery with a shop or with a restaurant or something like that. So when we work with the business idea, we're working with familiar concepts like mission, vision, scalability, identity, and story. And we may find that for some businesses, this is what we need to focus on to just lift this idea to the next level. We start that deep conversation from the outset because we know that sometimes businesses goes on for a while and after 3 years they change something and all of a sudden they grow. We may have that discussion much earlier on and decide to focus on that. Or maybe not. Maybe that's already figured out. The client didn't come in to really discuss the mission. They already have decided what they want to be. Maybe they don't want to scale it. They want to make a living from it. We may instead then look at the checklist and work with the product portfolio. What products are this bakery going to sell? The baker might say, well, I was thinking about bagels and rolls. But if we add hot coffee to go in the morning to that product portfolio, we may just have doubled revenue and tripled profits. This is the case for many businesses. If they add another product, if they customize the product, if they change the wrapping, the packaging, the design, or the coloring, or something like that, the business concept may all of a sudden be much more attractive. So maybe this is what we got to focus on. How can better products really be helpful in growing the business? But if they already thought about coffee to go, if they already have a whole range of products in the business, we may move on in the checklist and look at the revenue model instead. How is this business making money? The baker says, well, people come in from the street, they buy things in the shop and hand money over the counter. That's how I get my income. That is a revenue model called retail. But there are other revenue models for bakeries. In fact, in GrowthWheel, we have 26 revenue models that we can look at and decide from. Maybe this bakery should actually be delivering a service. It could be a catering company. It may actually make sandwiches. It may have a service, so it could cater for not the people walking by on the street, but some of the larger businesses in the community who needs events where they need food to be delivered. Whatever revenue you choose, you also have a choice of whether you want to sell at a high price or a low price. You may be selling gourmet bagels at a very high price. You don't sell so many, but you have a good profit margin. Or you may sell a regular bagel at a good price. So you have volume because you have a very competitive pricing. All of those are decisions about the revenue model that we can work on. If that's not the most important focus area, we could also focus on the customer portfolio. Who are the clients of this particular business? The baker would say people from the neighborhood. Usually they walk by on the street, they pop in, and that's my main clients. But if we move this bakery to another street, to another city, to another state or another country, we could have other clients. And this is the case for many businesses. They may have some clients today, but there are other segments out there, even niches. Even if you're a catering company serving larger companies, you can go for the largest, the medium sizes, you can go for particular industries, and so on. And sometimes businesses just haven't found exactly the right customer segments. So maybe that's what we want to focus on. Or finally, to improve the business concept, we may find that there's already a great business idea of this organic gluten-free bakery that's going to be a franchise. It have a lot of products that it's selling and producing and reselling. It has several multiple revenue models and products at different price plans. It have found niches and customer segments and even are selling online to get customers around the country. Well, even with that, it's not the only bakery in town. There are other bakeries out there. So we may want to have a conversation about the market position. How is this company different from the competition? Or maybe how is it similar? Because it's not always about being different. If you're starting a bakery, take a look at these guys at Starbucks. They do a few things right. So maybe we can learn from them, imitate something, adopt best business practices. You see now how Growth Wheel works. It helps us discover key decisions. There's a lot of different things that we might be working on with the client company. Which one of those areas are we going to make a decision about today, this week, or this month? Where are those decisions that have not been made? We just have clients without really making a decision about who we want. Or what are those decisions that needs to be remade? We have a pricing, but that pricing needs to be different. So businesses have all these different kinds of decisions going on. And that's why we need a way to focus and figure out which one of them are we going to address with them as we sit with them.
Okay, thank you, David. So now we're going to move straight into our presentation and to share with you our presentation and what you'll see going forward. So this is a very interactive kind of a presentation. So I suggest that you get out your notepad or your journal or some paper and a pen so that you can also take notes. We will be focusing on just the development of vision and mission. And so just wanted to kind of talk about what that means. Do you know where you're going to? It's a question. I love the song that Diana Ross created in Mahogany, the movie Mahogany, and one of the intro songs is "Do You Know Where You're Going to?" And it's a good question because it gives you an opportunity to reflect. It gives you an opportunity to figure out how to create a pathway for today and as well as tomorrow in your future. It also is a way and an opportunity that now you can put your words and your thoughts into some form of statement that has power. And power, I mean that then other people can hear and see and know what you plan on doing and that you can communicate that. Also, your words are the key to living a fulfilled existence, either at work and building powerful loyalty with both your team and your customers. It's when you actually put the words into action. You write your vision. You make sure that everything that you're writing is plain and it's understood and people can follow along with you, even to the point that if you're not around, they're able to also uh, repeat what your vision and your mission is. And if you can get that, then you have a pretty good mission and vision for communicating to others. The other time is just, taking the time to craft the right intention for your vision and your mission. So it'll help you to stay focused on your decisions, keep you motivated, and also to find team talent, to find people that you will put on your team, either as full time or part time, or maybe periodically as consultants based upon your needs. But all of that's designed to help you achieve your goals. So, crafting a vision and mission statement is the goal for this presentation. Um, and you want to craft a well crafted vision and mission statement so it can help align your company's efforts and focus its strengths on goal achievement. So, you're wanting to make sure that you have a strong and well crafted vision and mission so that then you know where your company's going to, and you also are focused on the things that are stated in the mission and vision. Also, vision and mission statements do not simply just restate what you do, but and how big you want to be, but it also asks a deeper question, and that's why do we care and why do we bother? And when you get a little deeper into the reason why you're starting your business, if you're not able to answer those questions, you might have to hold off and figure out what those are before you develop, because you'll be missing some key components in communicating, because people want to know, why do I need your service? Why do I need your products? Why do I need to be involved? What are you offering that benefits me? How is this changing the world? How is this changing the community? How is this changing my life? Those are questions that people have when you're delivering and selling or pitching your company or your service that you're providing. So you want to make sure you're able to also answer those deeper questions. So, what is a vision statement? Well, it's the dreaming piece in the puzzle. It's the dream that you had. It's you as the visionary. You saw it. Um, and if everything goes right, then this is how your organization will change the world. So your statement should then be big, exciting, and compelling. It should be something that when somebody sees it, they go, wow. So your vision statement is your dream. It's a dreaming piece of that you don't have it right now, but once it gets up and running and once we're able to execute it, it's going to look like this. But then your mission statement, it's the doing piece. It's the piece where uh, you're going to state who you serve, what you serve them, and how you do it every single day. So your mission reflects what your vision stated, and now you're going to be able to communicate to people how you're going to be able to get the vision done, which will then also then lead to your values. It'll lead to your activities. It will lead to your execution, your goals, your objectives. And these are words that we'll hear later on in our series. But right now, we're just focusing on vision and mission. So I wanted to share with you a company that most people know about. It is global. It's Amazon. And just from my understanding of Amazon, when it first started out, um, it was a company that was created in a garage, distributing books, pretty much. But since then, and you can look at Amazon today, Amazon is a global company, distributing more than books. In fact, they have a third party operation now. So they're just the middle guy, the in between guy that people put their products on their platform. People buy the products, they help to manage it and navigate it, and people are able to purchase products. So uh, Amazon's vision, and this is one that I pulled. They may have changed it because many times your vision and mission change as your company delivery changes. But here's one. It says, our vision is to be the Earth's most customer centric company, to build a place where people can find and discover anything they might want to buy online. Now, let's just look at that. Remember that your vision should be bold, it should be exciting, it should be out of this world. Um, so, what they put together here is that their vision is the Earth's. So, they didn't say a local community, they didn't say my neighborhood, they said the Earth's. So, they're trying to reach the Earth. They're trying to reach customer centric people, meaning that everything they offer is designed to support the customer, whoever gets online. And where's that customer? Everywhere, the entire earth. Okay. And their goal is to then build this place that their customer people can find and discover anything they want. And how do they deliver it? By buying it online. So that's their vision. It's very uh, short but detailed enough that I have a vision about what Amazon is from a global perspective. I can see the vision of what Amazon wants to do just by using a few of these words. Now let's look at the mission. The mission should then align with what the vision is. The mission is the how you're going to do it, who you're going to serve, that kind of thing. So let's see if it does it. Their mission says to leverage technology and expertise of invaluable employees and to provide the customer with the best shopping experience on the internet. Okay, it's how they're going to do it. How are they going to get to this place where their vision said that they're going to be customer centric to the earth and that people can find and discover things online? This is how they're going to do it. They're going to leverage technology. Okay. And then they're going to bring in invaluable employees, experts. So they recognize that this has to be and involve experts and people that work for them that are dedicated and reliable to be able to then provide the customer with the best shopping experience online. They're providing this as an online tool. So now you can see how the vision and the mission work together. And that should be your goal. how do you fit your vision, what you saw, to put into a mission of how you're going to get it executed. Okay. So what we're going to do is use David shared with you the tools that we'll use with GrowthWheel. And what we're going to do is we're using the business concept tools, but today we're just going to focus on business idea. So from this 360 perspective, from this piece of the pie that he shared with you earlier, we're just going to take a slice of that and focus on business idea. There are, as you can see, other slices that we will offer through our business concept series. This is just the first one, business idea. But the whole focus for this presentation is to be able to work and try to develop a mission for the company, and then as well as a vision, so that you can actually communicate what you saw, and then also share in this some components as it relates to being able to tell your story of where your company is going to. Okay, so let's look at the first one we're going to work on. That's why I said it might be good to get a pad and paper and your journal or whatever to be able to kind of take some notes as we go through this. As you registered, we will share with you once you sign up. We will share with you the actual decision sheets. And if you are interested in then being and having one of our advisors to look at your information that you entered, we'd be more than happy to help you develop this business idea. So our first sheet that we're going to look at is called the vision sheet. All of the uh, decision sheets that you'll see are color coded in some way, as David explained. Normally on the left side, there's some instructions or things that you need or will be aware of as you're filling the sheet out. And then also at the very top, it normally has a number. So like this sheet is Y102, which is, I think, yellow one. And this is sheet number 2. And so this is our vision sheet. And this vision sheet is designed to help you create uh, a new opportunity, or maybe to solve a problem. You may need to rethink your vision. Maybe you've been running your company for a while and your vision is just not working anymore due to environmental circumstances or due to situations, and you need to figure out uh, what that vision is now. So we're going to look at what's the big idea? What are you really planning on doing? And so we're going to do that interactively. And I'm going to share with you my screen so that you're able to see me work into a vision sheet. So the first thing is that this is what the sheet looks like. So once you get the sheet, it is an editable PDF. So I always suggest that you actually rename the sheet. You download it once we send it to you, and you save it so that you always have the blank one. But then when you start working in it, you save it as something else so that you'll have copies. So you may have several of these once you start working in it. So the goal is to be able to fill in some of this information. You'll notice on my screen that it is editable, so it is a working document. You'll see how it's changing and highlighting. So the first thing is I'm going to actually put today's date in. So we're 5/1 in 2020. I'm going to put my name in. So I'm going to put here, and I'm just going to use a makeup name, Patricia Code. Okay. And then I'm going to actually then put in my company name. And so for this particular practice, it's going to be Kids First Academic Academy. So notice how it's fairly easy to type in. Again, you want to always make sure that you save this so that you can work in it later or make a copy. So we put in our information, and now we're going to go back to the top here, and we're going to actually start at the bottom here, and kind of these things on the side are just kind of like notes or thoughts to kind of get you going and thinking about currently what's happening in the world today related to this type of industry. So I'm just going to put some things here as it relates to my target audience, which is 2 to 4 years old, that are going to be in an all-day school, and the focus is youth that are in or children in low-income communities and the support of their families or their parents or guardians. Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea where I'm going. So some thoughts that I have about what that world looks like right now is standard uh, teaching, where the classroom of, 30 and up, maybe. What does it look like? It could be, um, you know, uh, virtual, no or some virtual learning. And due to the pandemic, corona virus, they have actually merged into that and kind of quickly had to do it. So most children are not in a facility, but are actually learning online. So that's what our world kind of looks like right now. Um, and so that you don't have to fill them all in, but this might be a good start. And then the description of the world today. So it might be some public daycares or daycare centers are designed to be babysitters, okay, with with maybe some basic curriculum for ages 2 to 4. Okay, so see how easy that is. You might need to kind of write some thoughts down first, or you can always work in here. Again, you just kind of want to save so you don't lose anything. So that's kind of the description of the world today. These are kind of some ideas and things that I had to help me write this description. Now we're going to look at the elements involved in creating the change. So how do we change what we're wanting the future to look like? And the elements could be here, technology. So if we're talking about online, you definitely want that. It could be a facility with uh, multiple classrooms for different learners. And notice how I can edit as I want, backspace. It could be, a experience staff or teachers that understand um, low income communities, you know. So, these are kind of elements that um, you're wanting to bring change to. Okay. And it could be another element could be, curriculum that supports uh, all um, learning levels. And again, I'm not a teacher from that perspective, so there might be other language that you're aware of to be able to put this in here if you were doing a daycare or a teaching academy. So now here at the top, we're going to go and put in some other kind of keywords. So some words might be cognitive learning, and it'll let you know if you spell it wrong. So notice I spelled cognitive wrong. So I can actually proof and bring it up. It won't let me do it while I'm in the training mode, but um, I'll spell it right. Okay. So we got cognitive learning. We can do uh, the vision is so that it's personal and it's online or face to face or whatever you want to call it. And let's put face to face. Okay. Then something else could be parent engagement. So that might be another thought. Now remember, I'm just doing this for a academy for youth between the ages of 2 and 4, but you will want to think about your business, whatever it is, so that you can kind of put some of these words in, keywords, and then you want to have maybe flexible um, learning tools for all levels, education levels. Okay, so that kind of covers. There's some extra there if you need some more, and you can always use a sheet of paper and kind of add some more bullets. So now we're going to go into the description of the world in the future. Again, this is your vision. So, you kind of want to, you're developing the vision statement um, so that we can have that really big, exciting idea of the vision. Remember when we talked about vision? It needs to be big, it needs to be exciting. So maybe we write for the future that we want to, as a vision, we want to create a global learning institution with the capacity to utilize experienced educators that that can deliver
face-to-face. Notice I'm using some of the words that I put as my kind of bullets: face-to-face / online. Support through cognitive platforms for all learning, for all levels, as well as their parents. Okay, so just it kind of gives you an idea of what I'm saying. So you don't have to worry about if it doesn't kind of fit in here. That's fine. Once you download it and you actually put it on your computer, you will be able to see everything. The reason it's doing that now is because I'm actually working in the PDF live. But once you download it, it'll fit within that frame, and you'll be able to see it. So potentially this could be my vision statement. It might need a little bit more work, but my vision is to create a global learning institution with the capacity to utilize experienced educators that can deliver face-to-face / online support through cognitive, let's see what I said here, through cognitive platforms or curriculum for all levels, as well as their parents, because you want to engage parents. So that could be my vision statement. And that's how you use this decision sheet. What you want to do is to kind of print it out and share it with other people. Send it to us as business advisors, and we can read through it and give you some more ideas until you actually get to a place that you develop your vision statement. You'll want to get a blank document, a Word document, so that you're able to actually type it out or copy this or edit this into a Word document, so that it becomes it gets off of this thought idea page, and it's actually going into either your business plan or wherever you're going to be able to display your vision, and as well as your mission. So that's the vision and mission. I mean the vision. So we're gonna now move on to our back to our PowerPoint, and make sure that in your PowerPoint that we're able to kind of ensure that, and I want to make sure that I'm not too loud on here. I like technology. It's actually telling me that my volume might be too loud. So if that's the case, I want to turn it down a little bit. Okay. So let's look at then being able to go and look at our mission. Okay, so now that we've gotten through the vision, let's look at the mission. And again, how are you going to do it? We just talked about a vision. Now, how is it going to get done? So we're going to use the mission decision sheet to be able to do that. You'll notice colors are the same, numbers different. There's some instruction here on the side, and then it always tells you what sheet you're on. Also tells you the section you're on, so we know we're in that first piece of the pie. And then it's going to give us then these things so that we can even actually type out our mission, just like we did a vision. So let me share the active page for that so that you're able to see what the mission is. So now you should be able to see my screen. So let's go to our mission to help formulate our mission. And it's the same way where you can actually type in. Again, you want to have the sheet. You want to be able to save it as something else so that you always have a blank sheet. So you want to download it. And once you save that copy, then you will be able to edit in that copy. So we'll do this again. Always, I remember in grammar school, they always said to put your name and all your information on the page. I believe one time I failed a quiz because I started filling out the information, and once I got to the end, it said, if you fill out all the information, you failed because you did not read the directions. So it's always good to make sure you put your name and put your information on it so you don't forget. So you want to put all the information here so that you know what it is, you know when you created it, you know who created it. So we're going to do Kids First Academic Academy again. Okay, and now we're going to do this school for 2 to 4 year olds. And we'll start out with the first thing, which is the concept product. So they ask key questions that kind of help generate your thoughts. And so one of the questions is, what problem does the company solve? Okay, so you might want to think through it again, kind of write some notes. And once or you just do it in here. That's what these sheets are for. And you'll put your answer in for each one of these. So how about we say that we're going to strategically um, prepare children um, 2 to 4. So since we have a targeted group, 2 to 4 years old, from low 2 to 4 years old, strategically pair children 2 to 4 years old for learning prior to them entering elementary school. Okay. And this could be, you know, public elementary, it could be chartered elementary, whatever the case is. You're working with 2 to 4 years old before they actually go into a learning institution to continue their education. Then we want to focus on customer target group. So that's the who. Who is the company solving the problem for? So we've already said, of course, we want to focus on the children, but also we want to focus on the parents. We need them to be engaged, who have or are 2 to 4 old, residing in low income communities. So this kind of now separates us a bit because now we're uh, targeting or focusing on this group that's in that are in low income communities, and then we can move on to the process and the technology of how is the problem solved. So really the problem is maybe overcrowded schools and some other things that we mentioned, or classrooms, or individuals that can't afford this type of training, or for 2 to 4 years old, because it's like more of a babysitting service, or they're with grandparents or people that just watch them, but they're not necessarily learning. So your target is then to target those individuals that potentially, um, low income communities that can't afford child uh, care or services like this. That's who you're focusing on, because that then is a problem if they're not getting the education they need prior to going into a formal institution. So then, how is the problem solved? So that might be that the company is creating an education academy, which is a building, brick and mortar, as well as online. Remember, we want to go global, so we might have to do both the building and maybe then start putting buildings in different locations as you grow, but also having online tools to reach out for individuals where you can do some expansion of your training or your education. And you want to do this in challenged communities. Okay. Um, First, starting with Chicago. So now you're kind of focusing on a particular area and expanding to other um, states in the future. Okay. So now you kind of show this is where you're going to start, and this is how you're going to start to solve the problem. But as you grow, you will take the model that you developed and now try to fit it into another low income community that's in another state. Okay. Then which value? So now we're talking about value creation. So which value is created for the target group? So when you think about value, you're thinking about words. So you're thinking about commitment, because you definitely need committed people. You need quality. So you need quality training and quality people. You need efficiency. So you want to make sure that your operations is efficient. You want to make sure that registration and data collection and all that is efficient. You want to have a level of dedication, because you're going to be working with uh, multi-level learners as well as parents in challenged communities. And then also maybe advanced technology. So that means advanced technology tools and everything else. So these are now my value statements that support what I want to do. Um, so now let's go to the purpose, and that's why does it matter? So, why are you doing this? Remember that statement I made earlier when we talked about deeper questions you have to ask yourself. Why are you doing this? Why did they need this? Because it's more than just having a mission and a vision, but also really being able to state why it's important and what you have to deliver is important. So you might want to state something that, parents or guardians, and children can learn no matter what community they're from, and learning level they're at. Achieving all learning level to receive quality education. So again, notice how I'm editing this. I'm reading it and kind of going through it. So you'll have to do the same thing. I'm reading it, I'm typing it, I'm typing backspacing. That doesn't sound right. And reviewing this. And this is just a draft. I may decide to do another sheet, save this sheet, do a whole new sheet, and type some more stuff, or either pull some new ideas in after I share this with the business advisor, or after I share this with family and friends, and they read through it and say, well, what about this? So you might have to end up editing this, several drafts of it, until you actually get the mission that you need. You'll notice an arrow down here that actually takes you now to these spaces. And this is just kind of to help you draft a one statement, a one sentence statement. Of course, you can always just use your own. This is just to get you started. Again, I suggest that you get a blank document, a Word document, or whatever, and transfer this information off of this page and actually put it onto a blank Word document once you really formulate this. So on this sheet, and I'm gonna see if I can blow it up. There you go, so we can see it. So on this sheet, it says the company's mission is to deliver, make, or develop, and then it's dot, dot, dot. So I'm going to just use their sheet and say develop a learning program, just call it program right now, that is face-to-face and online. Okay. And then to the customer group. So my customer group are parents. Well, we'll put children, and 2 to 4 years, and parents slash guardians who reside in low income communities. Remember, again, the reason that it's doing this is because I'm actually working with this on, online. So when I'm typing it out, it's only displaying on this online. But once you actually download this, you'll be able to type in information and you'll be able to see the whole thing. So right now I'm just going to backspace so that you get an idea. But this would be communities. Okay. Then in the way that we dot dot dot. So that would be in the way that we provide cognitive. Now I'm using some of the words that I kind of came up with from the vision learning programs for the target audiences. Okay, so then that, kind of gives you the idea, and thereby help our customers to, what is our goal? To grow and advance on an even playing field, so that then they are getting the same quality education as other individuals and other communities, and like other kids. Okay, children. All right. And then we are passionate about this task because, so why are we doing this? Because all children, no matter where they come from, should be um, able to learn, be empowered for the future. Okay. So that, that kind of gives you an idea of how it works, just to develop something. And then the mission, or for the mantra, and you kind of want to think of just maybe three to five words. So I always like say, if you say a word, so like if you say a mantra, have it your way, most people know is Burger King. So that's a goal. So I'm just going to create something called learning for all, so just did something. So that's my mantra. So now you can tell that I've actually filled out this sheet. You will want to draft then your mission statement, and again, you'll use a separate sheet of paper to kind of pull some thoughts and ideas. But the whole purpose of Growth Wheel is to help you get some of the stuff out of your head and write down ideas, so that then you can create what you need to create. So in this particular case, the mission statement kind of will be, you know, Kids First Academic Academy um, is developed has developed a learning program that is face to face and online for children 2 to 4 years and parents and their guardians who reside in low income communities, uh, in a way that we provide cognitive learning programs for the target audiences, and thereby help our customers to grow and advance on an even playing field like other children. And we're passionate about this task because all children should be able to learn and be empowered for the future. Okay, so there you go. Now you got a a mission statement, or at least the start of one. So that's how you will use the decision sheets in Growth Wheel in order to get to that place. So I'm going to go back to my slideshow so that you can kind of see we're not done quite yet, because now I want to actually take you back, and hopefully I'm sharing my screen. Okay. And so now I want to, we finished the mission statement. So now we're going to go to the very last one, which is called idea description. And basically, this sheet is designed so that, uh, and I just threw myself out, is designed to decide the key components of your idea and find the best way to describe them. So this is to help you be able to communicate to other people what you plan on doing. This will become very helpful when you start developing pitch statements and start developing things so that when people ask, well, what are you doing? Or if you need to hire people, you can kind of then do an executive summary like in your business plan. All of this kind of helps you to develop that concept in that tool or business thing idea. So now we're going to actually do like we've been doing before. Is I'm going to go to my page, and we've done mission. So now here's the idea description sheet. So we'll do the same like we've been doing before. We'll put the date, okay, and we'll put the name, and then we'll put the company, which is Kids First Academic Academy. Okay. And so now we're going to go ahead and move into the idea description. Again, everything is the same. The colors, you'll see which sheet you're on. We're in the first slice of our growth wheel. There's always going to be some instructions here on the side. And the goal is to always be able to fill this out and then share it with other people, share it with your advisor, so that you can really define what your mission, vision, and now your ID description. So you'll see at the top what the sheet is all about. Then over here, you'll see checklists of additional components. So there might be some other additional things that you want to talk about here. So you can always check those off so that then you can kind of go back and see how you want to use it. So I'll check off, for example, market potential, so that then I can really talk about and talk about that later on in this in this decision sheet. So the first thing I want to do is to be able to type in some information about my idea. So my idea is what we've been talking about is cognitive learning program. So that's an idea. And you can have multiple ideas for your business. This is just one of them. And then the components and the description. So the summary of my idea is to create a physical slash virtual program for low income uh, children and parents slash guardians um, that teach them on various levels. Okay. So then cognitive means that they're interactive, that the child as well as parent is engaged to help assess how they're learning, how fast they learn, and to provide them then with a program that will help them advance instead of just having the standard program. Then you want to talk about the history of the idea, kind of where this came from as you as the visionary. So you might put that you have been an educator for over 20 years, and in the public school system, so you kind of know what the environment looks like there. With classes of over 35 students and more, who are not prepared for elementary school. Okay, so and many first grade teachers can kind of attest to that they come in, and if they have not been through a program and they just been at a babysitter, that they might not learn everything that they need to learn. Okay. Then needs, the idea will satisfy. How will the idea, satisfy the needs? So that would be bullet point. Professional teachers. It could be interactive curriculum. It could be um, um, tools for multi-level learning. Okay. Uh, Meaning that each child learns a different way. So that's the tool. You'll use the tools to help teach them based upon where they're at. Then you got customer groups and markets. So you want to figure out who your market is. So we kind of talked about that. So we know our market are children 2 to 4 years, in low income communities. Okay, and then it's also parents slash guardians. Okay, in the same thing, low income communities, areas. And you could add another one if you had another one, but we'll just go with those two. Then we'll kind of move on down to competitors and substitutes, what are current and what are future competitors. So we'll look at right now, our competition would be daycare centers, is one competition. Potentially, it could be public schools that may cater to this age group, and maybe charter schools as well, that cater to this. And there could be others, students that learn at home. That could be another competitor. Then patents would be, if you develop your own software, um, and no one else has ever developed it before, you might have the opportunity to develop something that is very unique, and actually patent it. So that's why I just put parenthesis, because that could or could not be. Then product description and function and design and technology. So of course, that's going to be training. Um, we talked about cognitive training, so training, face to face, and then also virtually. Okay. And then your revenue models. So now we're kind of talking about, your price levels, your price plans, your discounts. So, are you going to charge for Will you have tuition? Will you use government grants? So that then individuals that can't government grants. So that's individuals that can't afford this. Maybe they get something out of their, you know, SNAP programs and things like that, government programs that'll pay for education. So, that where's your money going to come from? So it could be a variety of ways that you'll get money. It might also mean um, some kind of membership, or outside of your tuition, maybe there's some additional services and things that you offer, or where people can actually buy through a membership and buy it online, so that they can use it for personal use. There could be a variety of things where your revenue comes from. Then, of course, your costs and investments, pretty much how much is going to cost. So you already know, if you're going to do face to face, you need a building probably. If you're going to do online, you're going to need some software built, or existing software that you purchase a license for. So you'll have to really begin to research that. You will need, of course, staff, personnel, that kind of thing. You'll need, outside people, consultants, maybe for just certain things. Consultants. And of course, there are other things that you'll need as it relates to, telephone service and whatever else, Wi-Fi. There's a whole bunch of things. So this is why this is kind of like a worksheet. You're going to take a Word document and actually start filling this out. And then you'll also start putting some numbers next to it. So you'll know maybe your budget is that you only want to spend 75,000 on a building. Okay. And it might have to be rehab, but that's the max. With your software packages, a lot of those go for a large amount of money. So maybe $20,000 just for some kind of learning software with your staff collectively, including yourself and your team. And looking at that could be another 200,000 or more, according to the professionals that you're bringing on, and then also your consultants. And maybe they're brought on as needed, but you kind of want to set your budget up so that you know how much you're going to budget. So maybe your budget for a consultant is only 75,000 or something. That could be pretty low, but you get the idea of how you're kind of building out your cost, because eventually there's going to be some sections in these trainings that we're going to do, that the whole piece in the training will talk about startup budget. So it's going to force you to really think about how much it's going to cost to start up. Okay. And then production readiness. So this is like obstacles, what is in your way right now. So that could be startup, that you just don't necessarily have the money right now to do this. So then that's another thing that you'll have to think about as far as strategy. Now, remember, we had this checklist. So I checked off market potential. So you have blank spaces here. So you can type in market potential is another thought for me. And so as it relates to market potential, how do I market this? Maybe, I have friends, that are educators, that have a list of parents and guardians that say they need this, and have been looking for something like this, uh, uh, that you can market to first. Maybe do market to them, do a survey, you know, do a presentation. It could be anything to kind of start the momentum. Okay. And so then we have done then our sheet, and I'm gonna bring this back down so you can see it. So we completed our sheet here. And so now this idea description, you'll want to open up a Word document or something like that and start to kind of develop some of this language, because this becomes kind of like your executive summary, which we'll talk about when we start doing business plans. And this sheet will help you, that you could utilize this sheet to actually develop that, you know. So we've actually gone through then, and I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint slide. So we've done business idea, and so now we're going to uh, pretty much end our session. I want to actually go back here. In the this presentation, there should be an attachment. If not, we'll email it to you. But there's an article that's written in the GrowthWheel program, and it's called The Meaning of Life. And so it kind of goes through in detail about this section that we just covered. So it's a very good article. I think it's maybe about 5 or 6 pages, but actually has some great ideas and some concepts for you. So please read that. I think it'll help even more. And we're gonna, want to be able to stay in touch with you. So we got some more upcoming workshops at GECDC. We have some that are already pre-recorded. So we have proposal writing 101 that's going to be available until May 16th. Then we have starting a business in Illinois that's going to be available until May 19th. And then we have the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, GATA, which is Grants Accountability and Transparency Act, and the NOFO registration. Um, and that gives you the opportunity to become registered with the state of Illinois. So when they do announce grant opportunities, you'll already be registered. You'll already be in their system, and it'll allow you the opportunity to actually apply. So you want to do that way early, because when they do make the announcements and people try to jump into the portal, sometimes it gets backlogged. So you want to make sure you have all your numbers and your ducks in a row now. And so that presentation actually tells you step by step what you need to do. So that's going to be available until May 22nd. We will offer these again over periods of time. So you always want to kind of stay in touch and periodically check our website to see what's made available. For the month of May that we're in, happy May to everybody. We're going to, you'll see some of the workshops that we have scheduled May 6th at 2 o'clock, and then also May 8th. So it's a part one, part two. We will have a personal credit with a company called Credit Honor. So it'll be a live workshop online. So you'll need to register so that you can join in with us. Then on the 12th from 1 to 3, we'll do Intro to Financial Literacy. Uh, May 15th will be from 11 to 1, we'll be starting a nonprofit 101. May 19th will be GrowthWheel Crises Management, really talking about, with your business, that you've started now with the pandemic and all of that, or even before any crisis happens, how do you set up your business so that you can avoid a lot of turmoil with your business? So that's going to be from 1 to 3 on the 19th. And then May 27 is going to be social media workshop. So we're going to just talk about social media tools, things that you need to think about. And that's going to be from 12 to 2 p.m. We'll also probably add a few others in, but you want to check our website periodically at www.gecdc.org, or you can always send us an email at info@gecdc.org if you have any questions. Everything that you've seen, the presentation that you have heard today, we're able to do that at the Greater Englewood CDC because of the U.S. Small Business Administration. We are a small business development center for the state of Illinois. Also, we receive funding from the Illinois Department of Commerce, as well as we receive funding from the city of Chicago, from our Business Affairs and Consumer Protection. And so we thank all of them for allowing us to reach our audience and to be able to share this information to our small businesses. So we're really excited and ask that you continually support us on our website. We always need additional funding as we prepare for Giving Tuesday is going to happen May 5th. So if you'd like to give and support the Greater Englewood CDC, definitely go onto our website. We'll have more information about that to donate. So if you want to register for other events, you will need to, you could do that through the Illinois Small Business Development Center .ecenterdirect.com, or you can also go to our website www.gecdc.org and click on the word events, and it'll take you to our listing of events. If you have any questions, always shoot us an email at info@gecdc.org. And we're asking that you actually fill out a survey for us. This gives us an idea to see how well we did with this one, as well as if there are additional workshops and trainings that you're looking for, so that we can develop them for you. We love to hear back from you. So you'll see the link there, https://conta.cc/3F4JM capital QP. And when you click on that, it'll take you to our survey. We ask that you fill it out and submit it, and we'll be able to get your information and your thoughts. We want to hear from you. So this is the end of our presentation. We want to thank you for attending Basic Idea GrowthWheel. And we, again, will be doing more of these, doing a series covering all of the GrowthWheel components. And we know that it will be a help and a benefit to you. So we thank you again. Appreciate you coming and tuning in with us, and look forward to hearing from you in the future. You have a great, great, great day.